Okay, so hello everyone. Just show an example about what I need you to do in the assignment number two. Well, mainly what I would like you to do is you make the part you made the part earlier. You're going to bring it to the solid work, and then if you cannot see the solid cam, once again you press on the adds in. You'll find this list, and I'm going to take the solid cam. This is solid cam 2018, which is different. But anyway, the concept is going to be the same. That's it. Now I'm going to close this one, and this should make the things working. Okay, let me say as the part once again. Save. Older version. Anyway, save. Now, where's the short cam? Didn't work yet. Okay, short cam. Let's say okay. Okay, now short cam has showed up. Okay, now you will start from this stage. You'll say, okay, now this is my part. I made all the dimension. For example, you will click on that, show that the radius here is 27.4, because you know that we have some of the dimensions that based on your student idea. So by clicking on some of these example, it will show me what are the dimension we have for this part. However, after that, you will start with the solid cam part, and you make a new, definitely this part will be null operation, and the solid cam will start to do the job. It's taking time. Where it is? Yep. Okay, so now it start working. Once again, we make the things external and metric, and save. Okay, now we got the part ready. We need to define first the coordination system. And when you do that, you show me the steps. Okay, say, okay, now we select the face, we click on the highest level there, and the data point will be shown exactly what I want it to be. And say, okay, so this is my 000 point, and say, okay for that. Now we define the coordination system. Next point is the stock material, and you're going to select the CAD model. Click on this one. We have the box here. I can leave it as it is, but I can remove many of the material around by take this one to 0. But anyway, I will leave it as it is. Okay, and I should change the machine here. Anyway, I missed that. I can simply go to here, right click, and we can have the editing, CAM part definition, CAM part properties, but I can do that from here. I can double click on this one. You will see that this is the machine I'm using right now. I can change this machine to another one. Mainly because this one is 5-axis machine. I don't want to have 5-axis machine. So I will change this one soon. Let's see that. Okay, so I'm going to change the machine, and I'm going to use the AW FANOC. Continue. So actually I have this one here. Okay. Now if I get double click on this one, it's going to show me that's the same machine. However, I'll try to find something else. I don't want to have the 5-axis here. Double click on that. Sorry, double click on that. Will show me the way. So let's try to find another machine. We don't have too much. Anyway, I will leave it to this one. I will leave it to the WAAI. Okay, now we got the part. The next step is going to be the selecting of the tool. You have to mention that, and again to make a new tool. Again to use the end milling for most of my work. I will leave it to. I will make this one as 8 millimeter, and by clicking here, everything will be changed. And drag it to save and exit. This will be tool number one. I'm going to choose one tool to do the whole work. Now we go into the operation. Right click the operation, or again to add the milling operation. I can use, for example, the face cutting. I can have, what else do I have? Engraving, 3D milling. I will choose, if you cannot 3D milling, I will choose the face cutting. That's a basic thing. Click on that. And now we need to define by geometry the target. Okay, now we know the basic geometry is going to be this one. Okay, but I don't want to do that. Chain list. I will start to do the cut first to drop everything to by 2 millimeters. So I'm going to click on that chain list. Model faces profile. Let's do faces. Oh, it doesn't work. Or maybe because I'm using an old version. Profile. Define. Okay, so I just defined that, and this will be the chain I'm going to use. Uh, to remove it now, I'm going to delete this one, and I will try to actually start to remove just a layer from the top by 2 millimeters because we add extra 2 millimeters. So for the chain here, I'm going to choose this line. Okay. So you'll see that this one is actually going to go to the bottom, but I'm not going to cut that. I'm only going to remove a layer of 2 millimeter from that face. That's the face cutting operation. So I will say okay, and we are going to decide that later. So this will be okay. We got the profile. Let's go to the tool. Definitely I choose only one tool, and this will be the tool I'm going to use. Say okay. And now for the levels, and now for the set down, I'm not going to do that. Face depth is not going to be 20. The face depth, I'm going to make it as that face, which is going to be 0. And definitely it's going to choose just 2 millimeters to be done. So I'm going to change this one to 2. Technology is going to be, I will use it as a hatch. So it's going to go forward and backward to clean the things. The diameter, the percentage of the tool diameter is, I will leave it at 30%. The value equals step over and one way zigzag reverse, and that's it. So again, to save and exit. And this will be my first operation. I'm going to calculate that and show me actually now that the cutting tool moving forward and backward to clean the whole face by take it down by 2 millimeters. That's it. Okay. Now that's exactly what I wanted to do. I don't want to do a simulation now. I'm going to do the simulation at the end. But now that will be the first snapshot you are going to take, and then you are going to add it to your work. Now you can see actually here I'm recording this session, and I'm going to upload the record to YouTube as I told you earlier. You can take a snapshot by using any available software like that. When I click on this one, then I can simply take that. I'm going to have this one, and I'm going to put it on my Word document and submit it. Now we're going to the next step that I'm going to start to remove the material around the M shape. So again, to add another operation, set up, add a milling operation. I'm going to do some profile cutting. And again, I'm going to have this one. I'm going to define the work I'm going to work on. So for the chain, I'm going to click on that face. Okay, well, it doesn't work. Yep. Click on the edge. Now that's I'm going to cut anything within this material. So You can see that we have delta Z tolerance is going to be 0 to 0. I can change this one, and I can go with the work now and see if actually going to leave material with the cut or not. Then again to modify this one if anything wrong happened. So say okay, we define the cutting length. The tool is going to be definitely the same. Okay, save. And then for the levels. Now for the levels, we have profile depth to be 2 millimeters, but I can define that. Clicking on that upper level, and this will be the upper level, the top one, because we already removed the material to that level. The second level, the profile depth is going to be the bottom one, which is going to be minus 2 millimeters. So I'm going to do the minus 2 by one cut only if I would like to do just rough cutting. Now the technology we're going to use for this one is going to be the left or the right. We need to show this one. So I'm going to leave it to the left at the moment. The geometry, of course, that. So you can see that if I'm going to leave it to the left, um, it will cut part of my work, which is not good. Okay, so let's see how we can change that. It's left, right, center. I'll use the center. See where will be my cutting tool. No, I don't want to be like that. So again, to change this one to the right. Right is good. And let's see how it's going to work. Okay, and then ignore the toolpath intersection with the geometry. No. Conversation of the finished masses. Yes. Depth type is going to be constant. One way. Rest material chamfer none. Use fullest size for the last cut. Internal. Yeah. So I'm going to leave that, and again to now check what will be the G code, the tool path we're going to have for this one. Okay, obviously what we can see that we just cut the material from the outside, and I would like to see how this happens. So I'm going to untick that, and for this one I'm going to make the simulation, and I'm going to check it in terms of the left material, the rest of the material. Okay, so that will be the shape we're going to have. So that's what we're going to cut. And you can see, yes, it's doing the cut from the outside. The problem we have is that it's just left some of the material here I would like to remove. So I will continue with my work, try to find out a way to cut all around that. So I'm going to delete this operation and I'll try to do something else. So you highlight this one, press delete, and say yes, I would like to do that. So now once again, I will go to the operation, add milling operation, and I can add something like contour 3D profile cutting. It should be profile cutting anyway. Uh, I will add 3D milling and see how it's going to be done. Oh, wait a second. I shouldn't do that. I'm going to exit. Yes. I'll try to go back and get the same operation. I hope I can get it back. Ah, no, it's not showing. Anyway, so I will add the milling operation. I will go back with the profile cutting, and I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so I'll click on that face now. I'll cut on the bottom one. Okay, and I will say okay. Now just remember that because we have 2 millimeters all around the things, I would like to remove it before I'm going to do the cut for that face. So the tool is going to be the same one, and then the levels, the depths. Okay, now that is going to be -2. I can change the number, of course. Upper level is 0, and the technology. Again, to have the cut to be to the right. Again, to check the geometry. Uh, Now, the to right is not going to be doing the job. Let's try to the left. Yep, that will do the job. Say OK. And now everything should be the same. Number of taxes is 1. Save and exit. And now let's see how it's going to be done. Calculate. Yep. So it's going to remove the material from the surrounding by 2 millimeters. So now if I'm going to show this one as a simulation, the breast material, yes, so I've done the steps of removing the material around that. So you can see because we have excessive material. If I get to lower down that further, I mean the 2 millimeters, I will even remove further. But just remember that we have the device holding, so I don't want to go less than the value of 3 millimeters or 2 millimeters. Now the next step is going to be add an operation to make this a profile shape. So I'm going to add milling operation. I will try to do something like pocket drilling, thread milling, slot. I'm going to do the face cutting again. Now for my new face cutting, I'm going to choose to cut on that face. Okay, so I will define here. Okay, the model sketch selection. Okay, that's the CAD model. So okay, that's my geometry. And now I would like to remove the material from inside. So separate. I'm going to cut this line. So anything between the pink line and this should be actually this line as well. Fine. That's not actually what I wanted to be done. Anyway, let's make a profile. So I'm going to cut on this edge. Let's try face. Okay, so I'm going to click this edge. So now I start to cut anything around this purple line. And now I'm going to cut on this edge here. And okay, so now anything between these two purple lines will be cut with this operation. I'm going to say okay. And I will continue. Choose the tool. Now we have the same tool as I mentioned earlier. The levels we are going to have. Now the face depth. Yeah, it's 2. Anyway, I'm going to double click on that. So it's going to be -2. That's going to be done in single step of 2. If I'm going to change that to 1, and plus we're going to have it as 2 steps. So I will take it as 1. Now for the technology, we're going to use the contour, and this will be 50% offset for the cutting tool, and that's it. Save and exit. Now let's see how it's going to be happened. Calculate. So you can see that my cutting tool is going to be moving in this motion in order to cut the material. Now what's actually worrying me is these lines, because you can see that it's coming all the way to here. But anyway, we will see that after we do the simulate and try to see the rest of the material, just to check if anything will be extra cutted. No, so you can see that this one is going to be saved. So let's try to do 3D milling and play that. So it's cutting probably. Okay, so it's going all the way. And it's done. So that's what you need to show me at the end. And after that, we're going to make the recording. We've done the recording. We take snapshot for this point and snapshot for every simulation we had. Again, you can show me that now The operation one, these are the lines. Take snapshot for this one. Operation number two, that's the line. You do one. Operation number three, these are the lines. And this is the total plus the video. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing now and I'm going to upload.